Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back to another episode of Just Trying to Figure It Out podcast. Today is going to be very lengthy podcast today because I really want to elaborate on how YouTube works, and I want to talk about, as we do on this channel, mental health, but also soulless people and what that shows us. I'm going to rock the boat today. I'm going to put this on because I'm going to rock the boat today. First of all, before I even put this on, before I even do that, I like to give a shout out and a very good praise to October Breast Cancer Month. This is my defense kit when I ride my bike. So this is my contribute to Breast Cancer Month in October. So prayers go out to y'all, and we commend you for your strength. We're also sponsored by Lives of Imprisoned Families Matter. That's our sponsor. They help give us the gifts to help sponsor the channel. They help get us the tools and the equipment that help get the channel together. Once again, our channel is based upon relationships, mental health, and the disconnection between families and what that causes. That's our goal. And on a lighter note, we do some betting and sports betting and things of that nature. But our main objective and my passion is mental health and disconnections from families, sitting down to dinner tables, having healthy relationships, communicating, pouring back into one another. That is what this channel is about. As I said, we're sponsored by Lives of Imprisoned Families Matter. They do have some gifts and giveaways. I like to say thank you to everybody that has subscribed to my YouTube channel. And I want to get into that. How YouTube works. YouTube works on algorithms, but they also work on bullet points and points of entry. You have to get 50 viewers to go live. You have to get at least 1,000 subscribers and or 4,000 hours worth of view time to be monetized. Now, a lot of people, good morning, everybody. A lot of people may ask you, are you getting paid for this? Are you what's going on with that YouTube? Is it blowing up? How do you put things out there? How we put things out there and how things work on YouTube is, if you subscribe, tell a friend to subscribe, like, view it, and if you like it, like it. But that's how you get monetized, and commercials get into your podcast or whatever you're doing, and you can generate some revenue for it. I like to look at YouTube like a club. It's like a nightclub. You've already paid to get in through your phone service or your subscription through Prime, YouTube, or whatever. You already paid to get in the club. We are just free performers for you. All you have to do is like and subscribe and look. And not saying you all have to like it or look at the whole video. But if you subscribe and you push to get friends to subscribe to a person's channel, then a person can start to generate revenue. Those subscriptions and the people that you get to subscribe don't have to spend a dime. You already paid to get in the club. You're getting the performance for free. I'm telling you what I'm going to bring to the table. My expertise in mental health with being disconnected from family. I also know how to get to a little bit of money, which I'm going to tell you. And if you like, please subscribe, like, and share, and get friends to share and like and subscribe. YouTube can get everyone where they want to be if you work it right. When you subscribe to YouTube, to my channel or anyone's channel, it doesn't cost you a dime. All it does is help the algorithms understand that your content is appreciated. The watch time shows that your content is appreciated. It costs you nothing to subscribe. And if you don't know how to subscribe, when you watch a video from YouTube, it is a white button, maybe blue, I don't know, but it will say subscribe. Just press it and it will say subscribed or not subscribed if you're already subscribed. But just push it, and you can push the bell and push the like button as well. Comment. If you have things that you want to express on the content that I make, believe me, comment. I will reply. I don't hold any resentment for trying to express your opinion. But YouTube works like that. And if you ask a person, how do you generate revenue from YouTube or get monetized from YouTube? Please, first, subscribe. Get a couple friends to subscribe and like the videos, and then you'll understand why and how a person can get monetized and generate revenue from this service. Just to let you know that. Now, my podcast today is going to be talking about soulless people. Also, as you know, we discuss mental health and the disconnection in families today. Dating at 35 plus and understanding the mental health that it brings to men and the children from being disconnected. Like I said, we are sponsored by Lives of Imprisoned Families Matter. Lives of Imprisoned Families Matter is our sponsor. So whenever we get gifts, giveaways, and things that come from this podcast, it comes from that service. It comes from that service. They specialize in connecting incarcerated families back to one another by phone calls, maybe visits. If the man or woman is indigent in the penal system, we may give them some financial assistance to maybe send letters or get a phone call at least once a month. We want to bring back that family dynamic. We need to bring that back. We have to. Sitting down at the dinner table together, if sharing meals together, communication. This is what soulless people, we're going to talk about soulless people because a lot of us don't know how to hold conversations anymore. We don't value each other's presence in the moment. In the moment, we don't value each other's presence. And you can see it. You can see it in everyday society that your phone, your job, and whatever consumes you besides the people in your life monopolizes your time. Soulless people I'm going to say this. Soulless people have no passion. When you ask most people what your passion is, when you ask most people, what are your resources? When you ask those things, most people don't have an answer for it, or get confused on the answer. Don't know where to go with the answer. To have a soul, soulless people, when you talk to them, some of them look like they're just staring off in space. And when you in the company of a person that has no type of character, no personality, it shows. It really shows. It shows that you have no valuable information. The information that I gather from you is from the mistakes that I will not do, instead of the things that you tell me is valuable. Most people are soulless because we are numb from the internet. We're numb from the internet. To see someone hurt, to hear someone talk about mental health, and not sympathize with what that person is going through because of their gender or their sense of financial stability is wrong and insane. It's wrong to think that your mental health does not matter because your financial stability or your gender. Most people think that men don't feel any type of pain or hurt when they're away from their children. Most people think that he's going to be dealing with different women. He's going to be mindless of his responsibility. But people don't know the inner dwellings in a man's mind when he's away from his family. I think it's a good conversation to have with a person that you know that have been disconnected from their family, their children, and ask them, what do they go through at night? What do they feel has affected them in this absence of their children and or their family? Good morning. We are at a state of where no one cares about their fellow neighbor. I'm going to tell you the reason why we need to talk about soulless people. David Chappelle gave an analogy that I love, and it fits my life. He said, he's from the DMV, he's from the metropolitan area of Washington, D.C., just as well as I am. He said he grew up well enough around white folks just to be poor around. His parents made enough and were well off enough to live around white folks, but still was financially strained. Now, my story is a little bit different. My parents made it well enough to make it into a middle class, well-off African American community, to live poor around them, to be financially strained around them. At some points, in pockets, we were doing well. My father actually owned Pennsylvania Avenue Market in Washington, D.C. on Pennsylvania Avenue. C.W. Harrington paint contractor. My mother worked for Ronald Reagan at the White House as a regular secretary in the White House, taking papers, filing for contracts, for bids for government contracts and things of that nature. She was working under Ronald Reagan's administration as a secretary. My father had a 6th grade education, but he also painted. He was a master painter, carpenter, drywall hang, all that, plaster. Anything to do with a home, he could do it, and he could work on cars. He was that guy, you know, that them guys at the age where them OGs that could do a little bit of everything: plumbing, drywall, painting, fixing cars, build a deck, cement, fix a roof, do whatever. That was my father. And my mother seen the skill in my father. So she ended up leaving the government and start to orchestrate the business that my father and her ran for over 30 plus years. C.W. Harrington paint contractors. And she started filing those same contracts that she was filing for the government for my father. She realized that my father had the muscle and the will, the drive and the knowledge to do the work. She had the skill, the knowledge, the paperwork, and the connections to get the jobs. A very dynamic relationship. It had its ups and downs. 2 children. One was lost at birth. 3 children. I apologize. 3 children. One was lost at birth. Then owning a business, owning a building in Washington, D.C. in the late 80s, early 90s was very, very, very significant. Marion Barry gave out and helped a lot of African American business owners obtain property and business loans and business contracts in that thing. He kept a lot of business in Washington, D.C. So, in Marion Barry doing that, helping African American families out at this time, it helped elevate my family to live in a suburb of Fort Washington, Maryland, amongst African American middle class families that didn't know one another, didn't care about to know one another. I'm gonna tell you about soulless people. Soulless people move in a community and they don't know each other or communicate how to even broaden the stakes and their community, not just their community here, but their community as a race, to elevate that. You're in a position in a middle class family, in a middle class neighborhood, to take that next step to try to elevate us as a people. You've built a community. Now it's time to build a town. Once we build the town, now it's time to build the city. Once we build the city, then it's time to build the state. Now, if we are so soulless at a particular point, we start to be soulless because it took a lot for my family to get to where they was. It was sacrifices inside the family that they had to make between my mother and father that made them feel a way of, we worked hard, and a lot of family members and or friends did not help us get here. And a lot of people feel that way. A lot of people feel that way, and I've seen that in that community. Everybody that lived in that middle class community that my family lived in really had resentment towards other African American family members and or friends because they didn't help them get to where they were. So now you have a community full of middle class African American people that have resentment towards people, period, now, that didn't help them get to where they were. So when you have a community like that, like I said, it's different steps. It's different steps of how soulless people show their unattentiveness, their uncompassionate soullessness to you. That's one of those situations. In that community where I stayed, instead of trying to elevate their children, because a lot of people in that community own businesses, own companies, and they actually were doing well off. And if they pulled their resources together, they could have been a conglomerate. But instead of that community pulling together their resources and finding out how they can pull together their children and their businesses that they had created and their success, they tried to build community centers to find out how to stop the young kids from smoking on the corners. A community that I lived in Fort Washington, Maryland, a group of parents built a community center to discuss why the children and why we should have park police and patrol policemen in the neighborhood. Instead of saying to themselves, the children that we're talking about smoking on the corner in our community are our community's children. It is our community's children. We are having a meeting about patrolling and disciplining children that you raised and or your neighbor's children from smoking on the corner. Soulless people. Soulless people not thinking of the dynamic of their actions, not trying to see the bigger picture of elevating to the next level. It's another thing that I would like to talk about. The thing that's going on with Donald Trump right now and the government. People complain about the government. People complain about Donald Trump. Let me explain something to you. Donald Trump is doing nothing but what anyone would do for their race or their people or their beliefs. We need to stop looking at things as a victim mentality and think of it as a challenge. When someone says, my team is better than yours, I say my team will show you that journey. When people realize that society tells African American people that your equality and justice should be for all races, but other races show you blatantly that their achievements, their accomplishments, and their thrive for achievement and greatness is for them. It's for them. When they tell our presidents and our governors and our mayors that you shouldn't do stuff for your race specifically because it shows some type of disingenuous agenda with America, that African American politician needs to say, forget you. I'm going to do what I need to do for my people first and make sure it's in the best interest of my people first. Then I will think about America. But we will make sure it's fair for everyone. But we're going to think about my people first. Because other nationalities do it, and they do it unapologetically. They most definitely do. Because they have a soul. Only a soulless person will look at their neighboring person and say, I will not do something for them specifically if I'm in the position to do something for everyone. Wow. It doesn't make sense. Soulless people. Soulless people. People have no soul. I'm going to tell you another way that you understand how it's soulless people. I'm going to say this. Ladies like to pretend they're Barbies when they dress up in their mentality. They're in the Barbie mentality. What is a Barbie? A Barbie is soulless. It's a piece of plastic with nothing in it. These are the people that raise your children. I'm going to delve in deep. I want to put this hat back on. I'm going to put it back on. I'm going to put it back on because I know I'm going to rock the boat with this one. The same people that teaches our children. You can tell soulless people just by looking at your children, especially fathers. See, fathers see it, and people of a certain age see it. When you're around your children as a father, you're not like in their lives every day, 24/7. Like you kind of like that weekend father. Like I say, disconnected from your family. Fathers can see that their children are soulless. They're not interested in compassionate about the time that they're missing from their father. See, you have to be taught and raised with a soul. Yeah. You have to have understanding of time. You have to have understanding of family dynamics. You have to want to know that. That's what souls do, because souls have compassion. Souls have resources. Souls have resources. If you don't think your soul has a resource, why do you think they have this thing called the devil wants to buy your soul? Why is it so valuable to him? Why is it so valuable to him? We are in a world right now full of soulless people. If you're not understanding that, if you're not comprehending that, you're part of that soulless gang. If I have said anything that has resonated to you, please look at that subscribe button, push it, like, share with a friend. This helps the algorithm know that our content is being valued. I would very much appreciate it. We're going to go into it. mental health. Mental health is where now we can't talk about it. And the people that are set in place to help us with our mental health really have no answer or reply to how to fix what's going on. So that's why they don't talk about it. They don't talk about how deep mental health in men's spaces are right now. They're not talking about it. They don't want to talk about it because they know it's going to rock the boat. It's going to rock the boat. Because if you have to admit that one of the strongest species on planet Earth, the most mentally, physically strongest species on Earth, has a significant mental health breakdown on the cause of not being around their children and or families, and the affection that a man needs to thrive in the world. That's why R&B is really, if people make, when you hear a good R&B song right now about connection and love and doing and duty to each other, it's a hit right now because people are yearning for that. They're yearning for it. They're yearning for it. If you are an R&B singer right now, I'm gonna drop some game to y'all right now. If you're an R&B singer right now, this is the time to drop your best album. The world is yearning for affection, understanding, and compassion. The world is yearning for it. It's people at night, women and men, that are yearning for some type of understanding, listening, patience, consoling. They're looking for that. If you're an R&B singer and you have a great R&B song talking about connection, loving one another, and duty to a relationship, you're going to blow up right now. You have a whole lot of soulless people that need something to fill their soul. Yes, religion, some type of belief probably should be in here. I don't want to talk about religion because that's a whole nother situation. But all these soulless people have to be filled something. And it can't be hatred. It can't be spite. It can't be narcissistic. It can't be analytics of negativity. It has to be love. It has to be companion of another person to raise another person or a human being. Because we're having children together and we don't belong together. And we should know that and figure that out before we take that step of bringing a life into the world. I am a victim of that. I have made that mistake. I will admit that. And if we can stop and protect the next generation of making these same mistakes, I will. Soulless people, let's get back to it. When you're with your children, especially when you're a father and you're on that weekend visit, you see the soullessness of how the time you're away from them is not missed, but your electronics and your resources is being utilized. Now, maybe this might change as they get older, but the psychological default from that by your children have to grow to understand the time that they miss, the lessons that they might have missed out on. They have to grow to understand the value of that father or that family dynamic, to understand what they missed. So in the process of them going through the missed time with you, the missed lessons from you, is a soulless person. It's a soulless person. It's a person that you can't tell everything to. And even if you told them, they wouldn't understand. So that person has to be raised with a soul. Just like you had to be raised to be a coach. You had to be raised to be a wife. Soulless people. If I say anything that you like and can agree with and resonate with, please like and subscribe. At the beginning of this video, I've told you about the algorithms of YouTube. YouTube would like you to subscribe to the channel and bring forth the algorithm to say that our content is valuable to you. Soulless people. A soulless person is a person that will idly sit by, have a resource to help you, doesn't cost them anything, and refuses to utilize it. Soulless people. That's what we're talking about. And like I said, if you like what you hear, subscribe. We are sponsored by Lives of Imprisoned Families Matter. If you comment and show that you can get 2 people to subscribe, I have a kit for you. Now, this one guy's already won this. We got this, and we have another gift. I'm going to give you, it's going to be a surprise. I have 2 gifts for you, 2 gifts. If you can show me that you are subscribed and or you have got 2 other people to subscribe, friends or family members, and just comment on the page. Give me your feedback of what you're hearing. I have no issue with it if that's what you want to do. And me bringing up this topic of soulless people was brought to me by a guy that I was talking to as he walked into the McDonald's, and he said he was with his daughter. And he let his daughter go into the McDonald's, and he stepped outside with us. And he said, you know, man, I just noticed that our kids and our people are soulless. Like, they can sit in a space with you for hours and not say a word and expect you to still give them duty with no personality. And I said, wow, you know, I've been feeling the same way. And I think it comes from a certain age group and a person that knows about family dynamic and how to socialize and how to communicate. If you don't know those things, like I've seen in a post office, I was in a post office and this young lady got mad at the postal worker because she didn't help her in explaining how to fill out the format of the front of the letter. Like how, you know, the top part says your address and the middle tells the address where the mail is going to. She didn't know how to fill it out. So I can understand why the woman that worked for the post office just brushed her off, because she's thinking that common sense tells you how to fill out a letter. She didn't know that they don't teach that in school anymore. That's because our parents today, soulless, where they don't understand the first form of communication, they're not teaching in school anymore, and they haven't said anything about it. Soulless people send their children to daycare, schools, and grandma's and aunt's house, friends' house, strangers' houses, to do what they feel like doing. Be the soulless person that they are. They don't want to pour into their children for them not to be as soulless as them. Your experiences through life taught you how to be soulless in certain situations, in certain aspects. But when you have children, it's your obligation to teach them how to have a soul before they begin to learn how to be soulless. And I don't know where it comes from, where people have got it to the point where they say and do whatever they want to do around their children. They do and say whatever they want around their children. They let the children hear the arguments amongst mother and fathers. They let the street guy talk street stuff in front of the kids. The kids can go into certain neighborhoods and certain houses that they know they shouldn't be in, because the parents don't know where they are. They're so busy and so glad that they're out of their head that it doesn't matter where they go. Soulless people. People that don't care nothing but themselves until it's time to shine. For real. Until it's their time to shine, they have no personality. Now they a rock star radio show host and know how to talk and know how to get down to business. When they're not in the right position, they are soulless. Soulless, no personality, nothing to offer, nothing to benefit, no resources. But soon as you get the bag, you're somebody. This is another episode of Just Trying to Figure It Out podcast. And we're talking about soulless people. And we're talking about how YouTube works and the algorithm and why you should press subscribe right now. Why you should subscribe right now to get the algorithms going. Press like, share, tell a couple of friends to like, share, and subscribe. We want to tell you that. We want to tell you that. Lives of Imprisoned Families Matter is our sponsor. And if you like what we're saying and you agree and it resonates with you, just push that button. I'm going to tell you about soulless people. Another example. Soulless people. When you get in an argument nowadays, no, I'm going to tell you, let me say that. When you used to get in an argument back in the day, it used to be the Trump argument ender was either your mama or you black as I don't know what. Talking about your skin color or talking about your mother was some of the end all be all joning, cracking on, insulting things to say when you get into an argument. Especially with men and women. And nowadays, when you argue, you know what the Trump word is now? The Trump word is you're broke. Oh, you broke and dusty. You broke. You ain't got no money. You ain't never got nothing. You ain't got no job. You ain't got this. Your finances is now the be all end all of arguments. Soulless people. Soulless people think financial gain and financial status is some form of significant value. It has value, but significant value is not what it has. Money and resources of finances is nothing but a tool. It's a tool. Money is a tool. If you talk to anyone that has money, he'll tell you it's a tool. It makes you feel comfortable sometimes, in far as living and knowing that bills maybe get paid and stuff of that nature. But in all actuality, it's nothing but a tool that gets utilized. So for you to say that it's the end all be all, that's your passion, that's your morals and principles, and that's what ends the argument or stamps and periods the argument of you're broke. That's soulless people. That's people that has no soul. And a man that judges any man or woman about their finances is weird to me. You talking about someone that you don't like's finances. You don't care for this person. Why are you caring about their finances? You worrying about their finances is very much stressful for you than it is for them. So you telling me I'm broke, me being financially insufficient should not be your concern. And if you're thinking about that and your finances, you're up shit's creek. So, excuse my French, but that's a soulless person. But I think I'm gonna end it there. Hopefully you obtained something that was valuable and that you can share with friends or family. But this is what it is. We need to find what can pour back into us that can give us back our souls. It could be religion. It could be love of another human being. It could be something with love, something with compassion, something with resources. If we can get that back, we can help with our mental health amongst men and women and or relationships in the near future. I'm going to get back on it. I'm going to do some more videos, especially about what's going on with Donald Trump and how it affects us and why the military is being utilized in some of the most dangerous cities. If you don't know this is another thing that relates to soulless people. This is how you know we're soulless. When Donald Trump can bring the military to major black cities and actually control it and ambush it, and no one cares. Because those same children that's running around with troubled youth, as they call it, they are our kids. Those are those same kids that's in our community that are our neighbors' children, our children. So when you talk about bringing back the death penalty in the nation's capital, when you talk about bringing the military and stopping crime, you're saying that, one, whoever's parenting those children or raising those people are not capable of raising human beings. And the people that are doing those things have no soul or no humanity left in them where we should care what we do with them. Soulless people, ladies and gentlemen. I told you I was going to rock the boat. Soulless people. Soulless people, I'm going to tell you how to connect. How you not having a soul, how our people not having a soul in today's society is going to show if they want to control us or police us by military force, the world would show no compassion for soulless people. This is Just Trying to Figure It Out podcast. Thank you for joining. We will be back next episode to try to get what it is we're doing wrong as a people and try to figure out and try to talk about it. So like and subscribe. We are sponsored by Lives of Imprisoned Families Matter. Like and subscribe, and please look at the video for the entirety it's very informative. If it is something that you can resonate with, please like and subscribe. It will not hurt or cost you anything. Thank you very much. Peace, love, and respect.